GWATA TV gives you a first look at North Central Washington's business news. You'll hear from our local business, tech, and education companies as Jenny discusses hot topics and current events with some of the best innovators and pioneers in North Central Washington.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to GWATA TV. My name is Jenny Rojanasatian, and it is such a pleasure to be with you today. This month on GWATA TV, we've been featuring award winners and finalists from GWATA's annual Innovator Awards Luncheon. And later on in this episode, I'll be interviewing Bob Bauer, who is one of our 2019 Innovator Award winners. But first, to set the stage, I wanted to share a little insight into the Innovator Awards and highlight some of the educators and students who are doing some incredible work in STEM education. Go ahead and enjoy this great recap video outlining finalists from the 2019 Innovator Award winners. And when we come back from a commercial break, I'll have Bob Bauer on air. Enjoy.
You can go down to the elementary level in our valley, and virtually every student in our valley understands what a firefighter is. But we have high school students who have no clue what a plant operator is, what a power system trader is. Our students deserve knowing about all of those careers. Not just the careers, but also the pathways to get to those careers.
I believe it is always important to invest time in the future, and the best way to invest time in the future is invest time in the next generation. Considering internships for an organization should be very important on everybody's list, because you can do two things. You first of all get motivated employees, and young people, they always bring new ideas. On the other side, you can also start finding some of those employees that you need for the future, and so it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Independent study and working with a mentor is incredibly important for the development of students that are in the STEM pathway. Mentorship, like helping me understand what options I have once I graduated, as well as like the physical development of skills, and then also my mentors have been like connections to industry, which has been super helpful.
I think our employers are looking for students that are competent right out of the gate. They may not have to have all the skills learned or perfect, and they don't have to be experts on their very first day. But the idea of competency is that if they're faced with challenges, they know how to do this repetition and try it again and problem solve and be creative and not give up.
Assistant really taught us how to start a business, taught us how to do all the funding for it. Like we had to keep book for all of the money that we were receiving from the wineries and stuff. It really just gave us a lot of really cool skills that not a lot of other teenagers have.
STEM is the future. The students who are in school right now are the people who are going to be changing the world tomorrow. So if everybody learns about STEM, we can start improving that technology and solving problems that we have in our daily lives.
I would love to have more students, and more of the STEM students especially, out in the community showcasing what they're doing, showing them what the face of STEM really looks like. You know, you don't have to be a straight A student to be a chemist. You can do it as long as you have the drive and the goal and the want to push through those failures and successes.
I'll definitely say that this entire thing has helped me into the career path I want to follow, which is cybersecurity. It's really helped me open my mind and value my own opinion, because I usually just go with everyone else. And it really did help me understand that it's worth listening to everyone, and it helped me understand my opinion does matter.
The Wenatchee Valley is a very unique place in all the world. It's small, but it's so advanced. The technology here, the innovation, and the more we can prepare our kids to nourish the valley with their knowledge and their abilities through the STEM disciplines, I think takes us light years into the future, and Wenatchee Valley is only going to get better and better.
Welcome back to GWATA TV. We are now on air with Bob Bauer, Outreach Education Specialist at Rocky Reach Discovery Center. Welcome.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And a huge congratulations to you and Debbie on your award at the Innovator Luncheon this year.
That was absolutely incredible. We were astonished, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate the effort and the energy of all those that were involved in it. We were just floored. Unfortunately, I was in Florida during the luncheon.
Well, you deserve a vacation, Bob.
Yeah, I actually was having fun,
Okay.
but I was texting back and forth with Debbie, and then when she texted me, "Can you believe it, we won?" I was just yelling in the car with my wife. It was really exciting because what we do because we love it. We don't do it to win awards, but a pat on the back, you know, congratulations or recognition. It's just really good, and we really appreciate it.
Well, I think what was really compelling about the work that you and Debbie do is that you work for a public agency and that's supplying power, right, to our residents. And I think when people think of public agencies, they don't often think about cutting edge, outreach, education, and all that support.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
But yet you and Debbie have developed these robust programs that are serving students and adults, seniors, all ages out at the Rocky Reach Discovery Center. So it's really innovative, the work that you've done, and making a huge impact on the community. So thank you for that work.
Thank you.
And that's what we're here to talk about. So for someone who maybe hasn't been out to the Rocky Reach Discovery Center, can you lay the framework for the work you and Debbie do?
Sure. So, of course, Chelan County PUD is all about turning light bulbs on, and water, wastewater, and fiber, and it's all those things we do for the community. But it's even more than that, because we're not a for-profit organization, we're a nonprofit. And we see ourselves as a community partner, operated and owned by our ratepayers. And so as a community partner, we want to do more than just turn light bulbs on and be there when you come to pay your bill. So the Rocky Reach Discovery Center, if I was to describe it, I would say it is a window to the soul of Chelan County PUD. So if you want to see all of the behind the scenes things that happen, all of the career opportunities, all of the work that has to be done, all of the science, technology, engineering, and math applications that go into making the Chelan County PUD a success, the Rocky Reach Discovery Center is that window into, like what we say is the soul of the PUD. And so our task is to educate the general public. It's to be a community partner. It's to excite young people about potential careers and the future of the energy industry. And we do that in a variety of ways. So whether it's someone just coming and visiting from anywhere in America or even across the globe, people can come out, they can do self-guided tours. We've got lots of signage that kind of explains what we do and how things work. We've got that great Museum of the Columbia that's been there in excess of 50 years that hundreds of thousands of people have gone through. So you can come out and kind of do that thing on your own, but we go above and beyond that. We offer guided tours. We want people to have a human encounter experience when they come out. And so we have tour guides that can take folks and really show them the operations of a hydroelectric facility. But really what Debbie and I do more than anything is we want to educate, and we want to do that kind of from cradle to grave. So there might be a time in the day where I'm sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor with preschoolers, and we're learning about closed circuits, and we're letting one student, a little preschooler, turn that light on over there by touching this student's nose as we close a circuit. So we might go from that.
Right.
Later that afternoon, I might be with some engineering students, whether it's electrical or mechanical engineering students, and we kind of take it up a notch, and so they're going to kind of see the application of the degrees that they're pursuing and how they apply in our industry, and then we might take them down under. And then later that day, toward the evening, I might be with an elder hostel group of senior adults who they're retired, but they're just still wanting to learn. They're still enjoying the journey of life. So we kind of cross the whole spectrum from cradle to grave. It's about education, communicating, and just really highlighting the benefits of hydropower.
And the Rocky Reach Discovery Center is open the spring through the fall every year, right?
Correct.
And some of the numbers that you guys, I mean, you talked about how many people have come through the museum, but it's what, 30,000 people come through?
Oh, yeah, so somewhere between typically 40 and 60,000 in a season will come through, and they're going to experience our park. They're going to be in the Discovery Center. They might be downstairs looking through the fish windows, looking a salmon in the eye. They might be on the forebay deck taking a tour. They might be doing a more advanced tour down under. They might be in the museum. They might be in the gallery. But yeah, 40 to 60,000 typically in a year.
So you have all of those visitors coming through, but that wasn't enough for the work that you, Debbie, and the Chelan PUD were doing. You've also now developed curriculum and programs like River of Power, right, to extend the learning. Can you talk a little bit about what is River of Power and how does that particular program impact youth in our community?
So River of Power for me is one of the more exciting things that we do. So River of Power is about 16, 17 years old. It started off as a pilot project with a couple of classrooms from Wenatchee School District. And we partnered with the educators there. They actually wrote the curriculum. We built the science kits that the students would use. And what started off as a little pilot program now reaches about 1,600 fourth graders every year. And those fourth graders go through a series of modules in the classroom. And those modules that they do in the classroom are always followed by a field day experience at Rocky Reach Dam. And so when the kids come out, and this includes all of the schools in the Chelan County. We started off just with the Wenatchee School District, but now we've got Cashmere, we've got Leavenworth and Cascade, Entiat, all the way up to Manson and Morgan Owens in Chelan. So like I said, 1,600 fourth graders come out. And during that field day experience, they literally do science, technology, engineering, and math. So they might start their day at what we call a build-a-dam station. And so there's a supply store, there's an order catalog, and they can order their supplies. There's a cost to the supplies that they're going to get at the supply store, and their job is going to be to build a dam. They have to stay in budget, and the dam has to hold water back. And there's going to be a competition where we'll see who can build the best dam at the best price and hold the water back the longest time. And after they go through that initial stage, then they have the opportunity, like kind of to redesign. And so they might turn in some of the equipment that they got in the first place, and they're going to trade it out for something that might work better. And so
because it's about making mistakes,
it's
right?
about learning
so that you can problem solve
exactly
along the way.
Exactly, but it's going to cost them.
Okay.
So when they turn something in, there's a processing fee. So students quickly realize, you know, it's hard to stay in budget sometimes, and so it's that whole learning experience. Mm-hmm. And so after they get their dams built, then we'll let them put in a bypass system to move juvenile fish past the dam. And so they'll go order more materials and do that. So anyway, it's all about the math, the science, the technology, the engineering of their dam. From there, they'll do some studies on fish. They'll actually participate in a salmon survival maze where there's going to be predators, and they become the juvenile salmon. They've got to get past all the predators. And then there's a lights and circuit station. So the bottom line is they're going to go from station to station to station to station. Okay. It's all going to cap off what they've done in class. And I have kids today that went through River of Power, 10 years ago. I'll see them in Safeway or Albertsons or wherever, and I'll say, I remember you. And it's just one of those experiences that kids really take home, and it lasts a lifetime.
Well, and it's exposing them to this incredible asset we have here. Well, more than one. Rocky Reach isn't our only dam. That's,
right.
Like you said, lighting our cities. But I love the environmental stewardship too, right? Protecting our salmon.
Sure.
How are they going through the bypass? And then those real-world problems of, when you're in the field, you don't get an unlimited budget, right?
Right, exactly.
To build a project.
Exactly.
And there's consequences. So that's really neat what you have been able to do. And I love how Chelan PUD took that from a pilot program to now serving all the students across the school districts.
Absolutely. And even crossed, out of Chelan County, we've got some Douglas County schools coming out too. And so it's really exciting to watch it grow.
Well, there's so many programs that we're going to talk about, but it's time for a quick commercial break. So please come back on air. We're going to be talking about the FWE STEM Academy and what's ahead at the Rocky Reach Discovery Center when we get back. Welcome back to GWATA TV. I've been talking with Bob Bauer from the Rocky Reach Discovery Center about all of the incredible work that's happening out, not just with Bob, but Debbie and the full Chelan County PUD team. What a great group of people you work with.
It's about who you work with, not about what you do. Yeah. I've always said that. I can dig a ditch all day if I'm next to somebody that I appreciate and that I'm friends with. So yeah, it's about who you're with for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever come out to your facility and not seen everyone smiling. You've got a great team out there, and you're doing some really innovative work, which is why you and Debbie were recognized as our STEM champions this year. One of the projects that really came top of mind to our award committee was the FWE Hydropower and STEM Career Academy. It's a long name for a program, but
sure.
An important program for careers. So talk to me about the STEM and Hydropower Career Academy.
So FWEE, F-W-E-E, is the acronym for the Foundation for Water and Energy Education. And it's a conglomerate of lots of individuals from different public utility districts and the others that are in the energy industry. And it's a group that comes together and we kind of learn from each other, we bounce ideas off of each other. And we were meeting one day and we began to talk about the potential of an academy. And we quickly realized that most junior high and high school students, if you ask them what a police officer is or what a firefighter is, they immediately know what those two occupations are. But there's so many in our valley who don't know about the careers in the hydro industry. They don't know what a plant operator is. They don't know what a wireman is. They've never heard of that. They don't know what a hydro mechanic is. So what we wanted to do was create an opportunity for students to learn all about careers in the hydro industry, and then also to let them know the pathways to get to those careers. So that's the birth of the Hydro STEM Academy. And so this Hydro STEM Academy, it's not very old, it's a relatively new education experience. And so what we do is we invite students, not only from our valley, but from beyond. They can come from anywhere in the country and even out of the country. We had one student who was an exchange student all the way from France that participated. And so students come and they spend 40 hours with us at Rocky Reach Dam. And so for 5 8-hour days, they're going to spend time doing all kinds of science and engineering and technology and math, and they're going to be doing it side by side with our professionals. So they will spend time with our hydromechanics, and they'll learn about what it means to dive 100 feet under the water and to maybe weld underwater. So they're going to have that experience. They're going to put a dive helmet on. They're going to climb a power pole with some of our linemen and with the spikes on, and they're going to learn about that career field. They will build and fly their own drones. They will build and race their own solar power cars. We'll do some GIS mapping. We do all kinds of different things, but the idea is to expose these kids to these great careers where there's going to be a high need in these areas, and great careers that are pro-environment. When you think about the hydro industry, we take water from one side of a wall and we generate power, and then that water goes to the other side of the wall with incredibly minimal change. We're not putting pollution in the atmosphere. We're moving fish sufficiently. So we're doing all of this cool stuff, and we just want to expose the children to this experience. So if a student is coming from a distance, our employees at the PUD, we provide host housing just like an exchange student. And so during that 5-day academy, the students do all of these different things. And we were actually able to partner with Wenatchee Valley College in both Eastmont and Wenatchee High School. So any student that comes to the academy, and you can come to the academy if you're going into the 9th through the 12th grade.
Okay.
So you might have an 8th grader right now who's going into the 9th grade, the next fall, and they can actually attend the academy. They're going to get high school credit, and they're also going to get college credit. Wenatchee Valley College has just been fabulous in partnering with us on this.
And getting that first college credit, especially for maybe students who didn't ever see themselves in a college pathway,
Right.
is huge.
Absolutely.
Gives them confidence, lets them know that that could be an option for them, starting that transcript, right?
Absolutely. And so the idea is we like the younger students. We like those going into the 9th grade. And the reason we like that is because they not only are going to learn about the careers, but we're going to expose them to the career pathways, because we might have a particular career, but there might be 3 or 4 different pathways. One might be a 4-year degree, one might be a vocational degree, one might be coming in as an apprentice and learning on the job. And so they're not only going to learn about the careers, but also the pathways.
Well, and I think breaking down the pathways is so important, because so often our students don't know how to get to where they want to be, and they are also not aware, like you said, maybe a college pathway isn't the right fit and they want to go through vocational training or apprenticeship. Right. And these are great family wage jobs right here in the valley. So the PUD, I think, has really demonstrated, obviously, your investment in education, but that's because you've got a lot of jobs coming up, right?
Yes, we're an aging workforce, not just Chelan County PUD, but the hydro industry in general. We're getting older. We're kind of like me. I'm a handful of years away from wanting to do whatever it is I'm going to do, whether it's a motorhome or playing with the grandkids. And so, yeah, there are going to be thousands and thousands of openings in the hydro industry in the Pacific Northwest over the next handful of years. So if you think about a student going into the 9th grade right now, and you have this great need, 5, 6, 7 years out, that student is in an ideal place to really know right now, this is a career, this is the pathway. I'm in the 9th grade, these are the math classes that I need to take, these are the science classes that are going to best equip me, this is the pathway I can take after I graduate from high school. And so the earlier we get them, the better it is for them to plot out their pathway.
Right, and that because so often students also get into a program without knowing that that's the right fit. So I love how you're exposing them in high school so they can kind of see where their passions, interests are, and just spend less time trying to stumble their way maybe through that experience. So kudos to you and the team for this academy. I know we talked offline. You're also sharing the STEM and Hydropower Career Academy with other organizations so that they could use it as a template within their...
Absolutely. We don't want to hoard or copyright anything. We've developed a program that really has worked well. The partnerships are phenomenal, but what we've done at Chelan County PUD could be replicated at any PUD or basically any industry across the state and even beyond, because the template is easy. Once you've got it, you don't have to rebuild anything, you just take it and run.
So someone is watching today and wants to create a similar program within their industry. I know that you, Debbie, and Chelan County PUD are willing to be a resource, so thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Now, before we wrap up and have to head off air, you've got some big changes ahead. Can you kind of briefly tell us what's going on at the Discovery Center? What should we be looking for?
Sure. So in excess of 50 years, we've had that wonderful Museum of the Columbia. It has served its purpose. It has educated multitudes of people, but it's going away. And so November 1st, which is a Friday, is actually going to be the last time our visiting public can go in that museum. That's kind of the sad part, I'm kind of nostalgic, but here's the exciting part. We are in the process of putting together a brand new interactive Discovery Center. And so we're going to be closed this upcoming year, 2020. We're going to be closed because of all of the construction. But in March of 2021, we're anticipating opening up with a big ribbon cutting ceremony, this brand new, incredible, interactive learning experience where you get to touch, play, feel, experience what hydropower is all about. So I don't want to give away any secrets,
Right.
because it's just, it's so much fun putting it together, and I think our ratepayers are just going to be so happy with the end product. We're really excited about it.
Well, I have no doubts that the programming and the installations you're going to be building are going to make a huge impact and educate our community. So
It's going to be fun.
I get congratulations on the big step forward. We will stay tuned on that progress. And for those of you watching today, I do encourage you to head out to the Rocky Reach Discovery Center before November 1st for your last tour of the museum, and to know that both Bob Bauer and Debbie Gallagher are great resources and championing amazing education programs. So thank you for the work you're doing. With that, it is time for us to head off, but we hope to see you back next week on GWATA TV.
Since 1999, GWATA has served as North Central Washington's Tech Alliance. As a 501c3, our mission is to bring people and technology resources together to create a thriving community. Through our work, we aim to inspire, engage, and connect.